Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I woke up that morning to pounding rain. It was coming down so hard. Anyway, around 9:30, I finally managed to call an Uber, and he took me over to a gas station where I could fill my fuel bottle. Got to the warehouse where a very nice young man called Simone, who was assigned to my account, my case, whatever you want to call it, and then the whole process started. But then I found there was still fuel in the tank, and the battery had not been disconnected, and we had to go through 3 restarts. Somebody had to bring a car around 3 times to get the motorcycle started, and by 3:30 everybody was sick and tired of me. Vai, the manager was saying. I finally got out of there at 4:30. It was pounding rain. Realizing that there was no way I'd make it to the ferry in Ancona, I booked myself back into Motel Charlie. I made it back there in 4 minutes when it took almost 25 in the morning. Everything has gone against us, pretty much from the time I landed in Rome. And yeah, obviously there were some games going on, but I think I might have finally beaten them. And also all those documents that I was made to sign, and then the privacy stuff. I'm going to have all this looked at when I get back to Canada. I'm not signing that document. I have to talk to a lawyer. And not only for that document, but also there has to be some recompenses for this. People can't do this. People cannot do this and just shrug and say, oh, this is the way it is. This is normal. They cannot be allowed to do this. I lost $500 today on that ferry booking from Ancona to Igoumenitsa because I thought I could still make it. I just couldn't. It took too long. I took too long in the warehouse, and then the battery acted up because they didn't disconnect the battery, and now it's dead. It won't recharge. And the rain today, really? It had to rain today after 9 days of blazing sunshine and rain tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know what this all means, but this is happening. I am still riding. The next morning at breakfast, I asked a fellow guest at the motel for a boost to restart the Vulcan Mother. He didn't have a booster cable, so he called a friend who came by in about 20 minutes with a booster battery and cables. I tried to pay, but they wouldn't accept any money. I then rode to a store named Mototecnica Sabaddini Racing, where Simone, one of the owners, said he didn't have a replacement battery, and called his buddy, whose name I didn't catch, at JollyMoto, another store about 25 minutes away. At JollyMoto, the owner restarted the Vulcan Mother about half a dozen times with no problems, so he thought I'd be fine to ride. But the moment he went back into the shop, I tried to start the Vulcan Mother and she shut down. Wow, good thing she did. So the battery was then replaced for just the cost of the battery, about 65 euros and no labor costs. And I was on my way. I'm on my way. Finally. Didn't shoot any video when I started because I just wanted to focus on getting ready and making sure everything was good to go. About 40 minutes away from Bologna now. I'm going to try and get down to Ancona. It's now already 4:15. I've been having to make lots of stops to adjust stuff. I'll probably get to Ancona around 7 in the evening. That should be good enough. Anyway, Talk to you later. Day 1 done of the ride. Day 11 of the trip. Well, the Vulcan Mother and I finally got on the road today at Settala, and I rode 450 kilometers to where am I now? In Ancona on the west coast. It was just highway riding all the way. Really not much to report in terms of what I saw. It was just a lot of traffic and not surprisingly, a lot of rain. Rain seems to follow me around. But when it did clear up about an hour and a half outside Ancona, it was beautiful. It was good. That part of the ride was really nice. Rolling hills, beautiful old towns, perched on the hillsides. It was very beautiful. But I didn't record anything today because I needed to focus on the road. And I had to keep an eye on the signs because my phone ran out of gas and it was refusing to recharge. There was water in the USB ports. I was riding around Ancona looking for a place to stay. At one point I just stopped and this lady was walking by and asked her for help. I told her my phone was dead and I had no way of finding a hotel. So she pulled up booking.com and she found me a hotel right outside the railway station here in Ancona. I didn't have a map, so I tried to follow the road signs as best as I could. And yes, eventually I did find the place. But at that point in time, I was thinking, okay, the phone is not recharging. So this is a problem. I need to buy that wireless. I need to buy a wireless recharger. And won't you believe it? Right next to the hotel was a cell phone shop, and he had a wireless recharger for €15. So I grabbed that. I grabbed another USB cable. I got a room in the hotel for less than what was quoted on booking.com. €52, I believe it was, for this. I'll show you the room in a second. It's a mess, I warn you. And there was a restaurant next door. They made me a pizza, not the best, but you know what? Did the job. Filled me up. And so that's it. Day 1 of the ride done. I've just booked myself onto the ferry from Brindisi tomorrow to Igoumenitsa in Greece. That's going to be the overnight ferry. Leaves at 10:30 at night. So that gives me, and it's about 550 or just something like that from here, from Ancona to Brindisi. So it should be a good ride. It looks like the weather is going to be fine, but I'm not betting on it. I'm on my way. Unfortunately, my siblings are going to have to spend one night in Turkey waiting for me, but at least I'm going to make it there. So, I'm going to call it a night. So here's the Vulcan Mother, parked just outside the hotel, across the street from the Ancona railway station. And here's the room. Small bed. Tiny washroom. It's nice and clean, that's okay. My gloves, my soaked gloves, drying on the door handles. The TV, the table. That was dinner, pizza. Got myself a beer, I have some water. There's all my stuff. My clothes drying in there. I kept the unpacking to the bare minimum today because I want to get out as fast as I can tomorrow and make it in well in time for the ferry. This is the third time I'm booking a ferry. I lost $500 on the ferry last night from Ancona. They were from Ancona. There was just no way for me to make it, and the cancellation had to be done before 48 hours. So yeah, that's where we are. Talk to you tomorrow.